Episode 9 serves as a film that will not only conclude the sequel trilogy, but also the entire Skywalker saga itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is not only will it be tying into the original trilogy, but also the prequel trilogy itself in order to wrap up the entire Skywalker saga. And that's one thing that a lot of fans, including myself, are really looking forward to when it comes to Episode 9. This is a very important movie by J.J. Abrams and crew, Disney, Lucasfilm, etc. They really have to get this right in order to really satisfy a lot of fans around the world. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Padme Amidala, Leia, and Rey in Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of a control room with Leia. They are both holding hands as they sit face to face. They both seem to be using the Force for this sequence for some reason. Rey begins to see a vision of Padme Amidala in her outfit that was seen on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. Rey sees Leia's mother in her prime, smiling and standing in front of Anakin Skywalker. They are described as quick glimpses of Padme and Anakin, lasting no longer than 10 seconds. The next goes over Leia holding Rey's hands as well. It's described that Leia tells Rey more about her parents and hidden parts of her past. It's said that the connection between Leia and Rey in The Force Awakens will be expanded in Episode 9. Now, I wanted to go over a couple of parts about this because this is something that truly connects to the prequel trilogy. Of course, seeing glimpses of Padme Amidala and of course her interacting with Anakin Skywalker through a vision in which Rey, of course, sees through the use of connecting with Leia. So you can really see how, J.J. Abrams is trying to toy around with the idea of implementing the concept of family in Episode 9. Something that I personally feel was a little absent from The Last Jedi. Sure, it was a little bit more focused on Rey and discovering more truths about her parents and coming to terms with everything and all. But I think that, at its heart, it wasn't primarily focused on family too much in Episode 9, in which now Episode 9 will be. So with that being said, I think that in Episode 9, what J.J. Abrams is really trying to do here is he's just trying his very best to connect it to the prequels as much as possible without overdoing it. And with that being said, if we actually look at the connection between both Rey and Leia, in The Force Awakens, we do know that there is some kind of connection there between themselves and the Force, and that's actually going to be explored even all the more so in Episode 9. Now, as far as Rey seeing the vision of Padme Amidala as she appeared on the planet of Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith in that outfit is pretty interesting to me. It sounds like that they're just going to be reusing footage from Revenge of the Sith if this does indeed make it to the final cut of the movie. Or if they really wanted to, they could actually grab Natalie Portman to come back into the studio and film a very short sequence for Episode 9. Now, I don't think that they would do that. They're probably just going to use footage from Revenge of the Sith and the prequel trilogy era itself. Maybe even some footage that was never released as we know it. So, the whole concept of Padme Amidala being in Episode 9, we heard about this lightly these past couple of weeks or so, and it seems like that this is probably J.J. Abrams' best way of connecting this film to the prequel trilogy. And honestly, that is one thing that a lot of people are very excited about, is of course seeing exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to connect this to the prequels and everything. And I think that by doing this, not only will it make Episode 9 stand on its own, but it will also make it as a movie that stands on its own away from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. Like I say, I really do believe that this movie is going to be Revenge of the Sith 2.0, and what I mean by that is that it's going to be the movie that is the best of its own trilogy. That's how I feel. So, going into Episode 9 here, we have heard that they do plan on filming over in Mount Etna, which honestly is a huge hint that we could be going over to Mustafar in Episode 9. Could it be that they are going to refilm a sequence for, of course, the character of Padme Amidala? Or could it also mean that Kylo Ren and his knights are going to go over to Mustafar and into Darth Vader's castle? Now, the last thing that I do want to go over is, of course, how Leia eventually is talking to Rey about the truth about her parents, more truths about Rey's past that seems to be very mysterious not only to us, the audience, but also to the character of Rey. And that is one thing that I find to be very, very great between both Leia and Rey. You know, they seem to have some kind of big connection through the Force, and J.J. Abrams is trying to tell it like it is in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments. What do you think about this? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.